Hey, it is Tuesday night, and we are live at Grumpy Acres, and you're with us here on this great evening. Let's see who we got in the chat so far. We got Hippocrates Garden, first in line. Tamber from the great state of Texas. Squirrel Girl Skeins, and that's it. Only 3 people in chat right now. Not quite sure how many people are watching. I don't have our channel pulled up, so I can't tell you. So I hope everybody's having a great night, great week. Mrs. Hack showed up. Len Huffman, Blue Wolf showed up. Hey, thanks for showing up, guys. You make it all worthwhile. It's been a very busy week around here. You've been doing a lot of cooking. Yeah. A lot of cooking. I've been doing a lot of work outside. This weekend, I don't know about where you guys are, but it was hot.
I'm trying to keep as much water in. And tea, I've actually been cutting my tea so that I get less caffeine. And then I actually had a root beer today that was disgusting.
You've been in the AC most of the week cooking.
With the 375 degree to 450 degree stove going. And then anyway, and I'm still getting sick. But I think a lot of that is because as I run errands, I'm in the heat all day. And then as I run errands, I'm in the grocery store or in, another store, wherever I'm at. And so I go in there, I'm freezing to death from the AC. Then I walk out, then I'm hot, and it's just constantly back and forth, back and forth. So now I can tell I'm fighting it.
When I was in Yuma, I spent almost 2 years with a head cold because I worked in a 65-degree data center, and then I'd step outside and it was 120 degrees. So I know exactly what you're going through. Yeah. But did just a lot of cleanup work around here and mowed. Got a lot of mowing done. When was it I fed the animals? Saturday?
I don't remember.
But I ended up Saturday. I mowed, and I'm starting to hit the stuff I've been letting grow all year long.
When did I try the banana bread pudding recipe?
Saturday.
I said banana bread. It's not banana bread. Banana pudding. So yeah, it was
Saturday. But I fed the animals 5 skid loader scoops full of grass clippings, and then
I can kind of see what he's. I gotta grab my glasses.
Go get your glasses.
I think it's wonderful, that question, HG.
But they ate really well this weekend because they got the fermented feed. They ended up with 7 buckets full of grass clipping, and then I cut down a boatload of small trees all over the place and fed it to them. So the animals ate really well this week. Now it was a hard week for the chickens, and I'm not ignoring you, HG. I'm not ignoring you. It's just I want to get through the update portion before we start talking about current events. And there's been a couple of current events recently that probably people want to talk about and want to discuss.
The absolute treason in our country.
Hax is there.
Hey.
But
did you talk to Hax about the tractor?
No. Because I haven't checked the battery yet. Okay. But we lost, starting last Wednesday, we've lost at least 1 bird every day. Yesterday we lost 3 because it was so hot. Yeah. And it's a combination of the heat, and then there's some funky respiratory thing going around that's hitting the really young chicks. It's not hitting the adults.
You didn't tell me there was more than 1. So I need to get diatomaceous syrup down there.
Okay.
And he just cleaned everything out, got it scraped out and all that. So I will run and get diatomaceous syrup tomorrow, and then sprinkle that in the coop. That'll help.
Yeah, I hadn't cleaned the coop since January.
That would be part of it.
Because I just went deep. I went deep mulch, but took me 2.5 hours to clean that coop, and ended up filling 3 skid loader scoops full of hay and straw and poop and food, all kinds of stuff. It was nasty. Although I was smart this time, and I wore a face covering. I had a neck gaiter on, and I did not get coop cough this time. And if anybody out there that's got chickens, if you haven't caught coop cough, consider yourself lucky, because you start stirring all that dust up in there, and it gets in your lungs, and you end up coughing for 2 or 3 weeks because of it. Did I see Rabbit pop in?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, there's Rabbit.
And you need Grumpy. Second, I did a live yesterday over on his channel. Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
And that was really good.
Well, and you were on with Little Miss Prepper too.
No,
That was
last
before.
week.
That was before last week's thing. That was Monday last week. Not this one. She got invited again, and she was busy making.
I'm making dessert for community dinner Thursday, and so I think I have enough, but the numbers keep growing. I need to call Louise and find out what the final number is.
I think that big tray is enough for everybody.
No, there's 2 big trays. Karen, there's over 30 people RSVP'd, and then we have people coming in from Colorado, so now there's more. I need a final number. I need a final count.
There's Rose.
Well, then you don't eat dessert.
Oh, I won't. If it means that somebody else can have dessert, I won't.
Good.
But so yeah, we just a lot of work. I also first for the homestead. First time we did this, I built swells this last weekend, and I built a couple of swells in the goat pen to stop erosion and to save some of the water that's been running off onto the neighbor's property. Did you go out and take a look at them?
Of what?
The swells, the rainwater catchers down there. Well, but it rained really hard for about 5 minutes, and there's a little one and a big one, and they both filled up. And when I got home from work today, the big one still had water in it.
Good.
So it's catching it. The next step in this is to fence it off, and we've been discussing what kind of plants to put in there, but we want to put plants in there that we can feed the animals off of. So what that is, we have to figure out.
Well, definitely amaranth, but I'm not sure how that's going to be. Amaranth does better for some reason when it's facing south, but it's doing much better back in the pasture. I really think every amaranth I've ever been successful with, it's always been next to the chicken coop, so there's something about that.
Okay.
So I'm not sure that would work out there. But
I was thinking trees and plant that stupid Johnson grass back there.
No, you're not planting more Johnson grass. There's plenty of that crap everywhere.
It won't grow because they'll be eating it.
I don't know about that.
Anyway, it's still up in the air. Haven't figured out what we're gonna do.
We don't even have to worry about it until you fence it.
But you know what?
That's going to be.
You know what we will do though?
Yeah.
We will go to foodforestnursery.com to get the rootstock for any trees that we plant there.
Yeah.
And you can do that too if you go down to the link below. Derek's not shipping right now, guys. It's too hot, so he has put a stop on shipping as soon as the next. I couldn't tell from talking to him if he's going to ship this fall or he doesn't start till next spring. I got to ask him.
Yeah, you need to find out because we need to. If that's the case, we need to put our order in for fall and then figure out later what we want for spring, etc. So yeah, definitely you need to find out.
Yes, Johnson grass sucks, but it is a prolific grower, and they do eat it. And same with that Lespedeza. I've almost got the Lespedeza out in the pasture.
I'm almost wondering if it's not some kind of superfood.
What?
The Lespedeza and the Johnson grass.
Well, the Lespedeza, if you don't know what Lespedeza is, it gets about this tall, very short leaves, extremely high in protein. That's why the state.
Got it. So it is a superfood.
The state of Kansas brought Lespedeza in as a fodder crop for animals. Then they figured out that it's invasive. So they created, now this is government at work. Your tax dollars at work, Kansas. The state of Kansas then created a new agency, part of the Department of Agriculture, called the Noxious Weed Department. And their job is to go around and tell farmers who have Lesbedeza on their property that they need to get rid of it, or else. Yeah, this is the logic of the bureaucrats.
Yeah, and there's a new one that just came on the list too. I can't remember. I'll have to ask Farmer Matt. I can't remember which one it was. But yeah, so
Well, the Bradford pears are on the list.
it was just so stupid to me. That's just
Because
ridiculous.
they're invasive. They strangle out. That and the honeysuckle strangle out all the native trees.
Well, then worse for twice because we got Bradford pears and we had
No,
honeysuckle.
they're
There's none on the property yet. Well, I just
We
planted
got other-
honeysuckle.
we got other yeah, we got honeysuckle. We got other invasive stuff.
At least my honeysuckle produces fruit.
Well, not the stuff that's in the tree line.
Well, that's not honeysuckle. That's something else. That one Charlie said we need to get rid of because it will strangle out the trees.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were supposed to get that cut when you cut the bamboo. But
I'm trying to keep everything under control.
well, I think you just forgot. It's been
No, I know it's there.
it's been a while, but
I did get some of it out.
yeah, Charlie said we got to keep an eye on that. Keep that out of there. I can't remember what he called it though. I want to say Virginia something, but I don't think that's right. But it's viney.
There you go. Mulberry plum and fig are my next trees planted here. We've got one fig tree that survived the goat attack, so we need to get
I
another.
need to get more.
That was one of the food forest nursery ones. The goats and sheep got out there before I had it fenced off, and they literally pulled the one out of the ground and ate roots and all, and they chewed the other one off to the ground. But it's grown back and it's about that tall.
Too good. And then what else was there? I gotta get another pomegranate, and then I need to get there's something the kiwi. Don't I need to order another male and female because we're not sure what's there? Because the goats got into that too. So
Kiwi?
that's what you told me.
Where's kiwi?
Kiwi's back there.
Oh, there's a couple of kiwis out there.
I'll have to go when the grass is mowed. I'll go back there.
It is me.
All the way back there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where the trees are.
Okay, I'll go back there and
But so yeah, and then sad news. It's been a rough week for the turkeys. We have lost. We were down to 5, and we lost 2 more yesterday. So we're down to 2.
the wild raised ones.
Yeah, 2 of the naturally born ones. So I left Mom and the babies locked up until I got home this afternoon for lunch.
She keeps taking them back to the woods, and I don't know why, because she knows that's where all the predators are.
She's a turkey, and she's doing turkey
Turkeys
stuff.
are stupid.
I'd rather have a turkey like her than those stupid domestic ones.
Those are
I mean,
no,
she's
those
domestic.
are all heritage.
But the black and
The
white
royal
ones,
palm.
the royal palms, those ones. Now they're bigger. They're bigger than the Nargassett. Is that what she is?
She's a slave.
Slate. They're bigger than she is, but man, those things. Okay, where are we? Tamara said she needed a plum. HG says I've got wild plums on my property. I may propagate them as rootstock for regular plums. There you go.
So I did something stupid while I was cooking this week. So I've been using this figure 8. You slip on like a backpack, and then there's 2 ways you can do a medium pull.
Where is it?
Should be right up there. on the
It's a
side.
back. It's a back brace.
And well, no, what it does is it pulls your shoulders back so that it corrects. And so I've been trying to figure out how to naturally take care of that sciatica and then get the feeling back in my right hand and that kind of thing. And I know I have pinched nerves, and we have another member of the community that works on me and my pressure points and all that, and I am knotted up. And so, anyway, he suggested this, and so I put it on. Well, you can do a medium pull, and then you can do what's called a hard pull. Well, I was using the medium pull, and I noticed, I was like, okay, so it's working, but man, it's working, so why don't I do a hard pull? And so I did a hard pull, and I was like, oh, okay, this is okay. And then, so then the next day I did another hard pull, 3 days of hard pulls, and the one time I pulled, it was all of a sudden, I felt, it wasn't top, I felt a snap, and yeah, I won't be doing hard pulls anymore. And so my rib, I don't know, it doesn't feel loose, and actually feels better, but I am bruised. So now I don't have the sciatica pain that I had before. So I think that was one place that it was pinched, which is weird. And my backside of my ribs and lower ribs are black and blue. And so I am black and blue down there and sore. And so if you see me when I get up and down, or I'm looking like I'm hurting, it's because I'm hurting. Coughing is not fun. Getting in and out of the truck is not fun.
So Tamara says she's going to try air layering her fix. We tried doing that with the apple and peach tree.
I ain't there for it.
And did not have any success at it.
I'd rather grab.
Of course, we were also in the process of trying to bring everything back to life.
Yeah, we might try it again. I didn't even think about that, but yeah. So
the little mama duck and baby ducks that we saw down in the pond disappeared. So we don't know.
Probably the same predator that's eating the turkeys ate them.
Probably.
So, and we've got hawks here, and I've heard them, and it seems to me that it's a pattern. Every time I'm outside and I hear that, I can't even do the loud pitch, but their squeal, the hawk noise, and so every time they do that, we lose something. We lose something. But think of it in much higher.
I'm a hawk. That's what she's hearing.
So
Gregory made it.
So yeah. So it
goodness.
seems like that's when we lose a bird is when I hear them. So, and you have to remember, our neighbor is also clearing land and getting things cleaned up. So things are getting chased out where they were living before.
Yeah. They actually hate next door. Did you see that?
Here?
They got big round bills.
Good.
That they're getting.
Good.
They don't have horses.
Did you see that they're getting another cut on the alfalfa? Did you see that today? Did you go by there? Mm-hmm. Another one. It's like, dang, that's exciting. And so he was on the tractor. Third one this year. And so he was on the tractor. He was all smiles, waving at me. And I just gave him a thumbs up. I'm like, that is amazing. That is great. We haven't seen that in years.
Yeah.
So,
hey, speak of the devil.
Yeah, he goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got your T-shirt.
You like that, guys? This is the. Let me see if I can get right there. This is the new one that Ghost did for us. You can't read that. It says that comment right there is exactly why I need a gun.
Who was it? Who said that?
That was Anti
said that?
Anti
Yeah, Anti's not even on here.
No, he hasn't been on in a couple weeks.
And so, but yeah, we'll have those to sell. We just need to get with Ghost and change one thing. One little thing that forgot. If it can be done.
Yeah. And then we need to get them ordered.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I still need to order.
I did the
Is that finalized? You're good with that?
That is not what I want you to order. That is what we have in inventory, and we have this conversation. And I told
So you told me that. You see, you guys can't see that right there. It says order. Right
that
there.
means that's what. See, this is the problem. He manspeaks. He manspeaks. I do not manspeak. So let's have this conversation with everyone so that you understand.
Okay.
These are the sizes that we need to order.
So I just said we need to order.
See these numbers right here.
I just said we need to order, and she started getting on me.
You know what? I'm gonna crumble this up and show it up your something. These are the numbers. Hang on. Those are the numbers that we have in inventory.
I know.
And I need you to bring them up to the numbers that we usually keep.
I know exactly what I need to do. I need to make an order. That's exactly what I said, and you said no.
No, you cut me off before I could finish my sentence.
Drink. Everybody drink. But by this point,
see, he cuts me off again.
By this point, because I don't want to argue. By this point in the live, you guys should be drunk. Everybody take a shot. Absolutely. Yeah, Gregory, we caught the bottom half of that storm this morning. I don't know how she slept through it, because when I was in here getting ready, I had the cupboard open and the thunder went off, and it shook all the dishes in the cabinet. It was extremely loud.
I can sleep
Okay, so you got anything else to update on what went on around this week? You know,
Mine's boring. Mine's just the same one.
well, and here's the deal. This is one of those weeks where a lot was done, but it's the same stuff. You know what I mean? We're just doing the maintenance stuff, did a little homesteading stuff. Um, you know, it's nice because the land it's really looking good. It for the first time in 2.5 years, it's actually starting to look good. If I get rid of the big metal pile now, I think we'd be good to go. The other homesteading thing I started working on was if you watch the videos, we've got those great big copses of evergreen trees. The little handheld chainsaw, it's got 2 batteries for it, and I decided I'm gonna go out once a week, take both those batteries out, and I'm just gonna start cutting limbs off those trees so that I can walk underneath them without getting my head knocked off. So I started doing that, and
Back here?
yeah,
Weren't you supposed to cut some of those out? You know,
I haven't gotten that far yet. The little dead, yeah,
Oh, you have to get the limbs off.
there's
of
little
them
dead ones in there that I got to cut out and drag out too. So let's see.
Well, that tastes better than the tea that I had in there.
It's fresher.
Yeah, that would make sense. Wouldn't it?
Okay, let's talk about what's going on. What better yet? Let's do this. What do you guys want to talk about? What
Run into it already.
you got questions you want to ask? I mean, anything you want to talk about? Any specific topics? Feel free to put it in the chat. Remember, get out of top chat, get into live chat. If you haven't hit that thumbs up button, hit that too, because that
Is it live chat? Is it all chat for live chat, or is it
top chat is the bad chat.
top chat all?
Live chat.
Hmm.
But
I think it depends on what phone you have. I don't know.
they're still talking about figs. A whole bunch of figs.
Okay, keep going.
You see, we do have pears on those trees. So we had that big windstorm at the beginning of the spring, and when all the trees were in bloom, and it blew all the blooms off the peach tree and the pear tree, but it did not blow them off the pear tree all off. But the pears that are on there are 30, 40 feet up in the air.
Oh, beautiful.
So I'm gonna have to wait until they fall off, and then get them on the days that they.
Well, maybe the limbs will lean over too. Maybe we can get a certain monkey over here to do it.
Yeah.
He'd probably call it that.
Got to do it this fall, this winter.
Yeah, he can do that while we're on festival. He lets the one of the house sitters likes to go out and pick the fruit. He eats pears like they're nobody's business. He'll just pick them right off and eat them while he's out there all day. So we're just fine, and I don't mind because it's a lot of pears to process.
Yeah.
I'm already looking at the apples starting now.
That we've got one tree. When they planted these trees, there's 3 trees right next to each other, and the one tree starts ripening at the beginning of July, and
the Washington.
The apples are ready to go on that one, and then the other 2 are. They don't come until August, the end of August. It's like almost fall when they come in, right?
It's usually around cider season, isn't it?
Is it?
When Lewisburg opens up.
65 days for round 2 of the Great Homestead Tour. I gotta be honest with you, I'm not looking forward to it right now. So much other stuff to do.
Yeah.
So much other stuff.
But we'll get it done. Nicole says we're missing each other. So she may be out. So she may be out of town. I was thinking that there's something going on, something that she was doing. Supposed to be. She was going to be traveling. So we may just have to do it when she gets back. So finalize some stuff for October.
Let's see. I saved the pot on my trap this week from the initiation of naked monkeys.
What?
Explain, please. Explain in 200 characters or less.
The pot what?
Apparently, she has naked monkeys.
Potawatomi. Right this week from the initiation of Naked Mondays.
Oh, Naked Monday.
You said monkeys.
Oh. Tag's not here. We can talk about him. Yeah, speaking of that, have you guys go over to his channel because he did a really good video. I think it was yesterday about the community building. And it's coming along. I was over there Sunday.
I need to get on and watch that. I saw it pop up.
I was over there Sunday, and they were his helpers were doing some finishing work.
That's true. She did. She reminded me to put the posts in the dryer, in the washer and dryer.
Skeins, that's okay. That's okay, Skeins. I put them in the washing machine.
I put them in the dryer.
And I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning to make sure that they were in the dryer. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. I was awake at 4 o'clock in the morning, and it occurred to me to check on them. But they were in the dryer, and they were drying.
You're welcome. I never even got to thank you for that. You don't appreciate anything I do. Never Tommy and I. I think you secretly appreciate it.
I did get my dwarf moringa seeds finally.
Oh.
Gonna get them soaked and potted so they can overwinter in the house until next week. What is moringa?
Moringa.
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 So
remember the trees that I did that I had that the dogs ended up pulling out and eating, they all died. That it's also a superfood. It's very high in vitamins and nutrients and all of that. And it's very, very good for your body. It's actually medicine. And so you make teas out of it, you can crush it, you can put it in your salads, you can put it, put it in whatever you want. Your shakes and all that.
Tree of life.
And so, but speaking of that, when the couple comes from Colorado, when they come, they are bringing me personally. I know. I'm interested to see what it looks like. I'm pretty sure we probably have it here. She sent me a picture, but I can't get it big enough to really see it and know. But she's bringing me personally. She had a bunch that volunteered, so she can bring me seeds and plants.
Gregory says, for us, it seems like summer is going by so fast. It does. And we're not getting much done. I think, Gregory, I think at the end of the summer, when you sit back and reflect on it, I think you'll see that you got way more done than what you thought.
You know what it is? Gregory? Scientific study came out, and it's global warming. It's warping time. And so your days seem longer, and I can't remember, we're gaining seconds on the clock because of this, because of global warming. I guess I can't make this crap up. This is true.
Well, remember,
true story.
Racism causes cancer.
And racism causes cancer. I can't believe that people are dumb enough to believe some of this crap. I mean, you have to be some kind of an idiot.
I can't.
And these are scientists with degrees.
Okay, so HG said something about it before, and Dorothy said something else. So JD Vance as the VP.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know much about the guy. I did not get a chance today to do any research on him. I know he's 39 years old, so he's extremely young. He's only been in Congress for a couple of years, which in my mind is a big plus because that means he hasn't been corrupted like Mike Lee or.
Well, and if you look back, he also backed the sheriffs.
He what?
He backed his sheriffs. When the sheriffs came out and demanded Biden when they were talking about the border control.
You go outside, bud.
The border control. I wouldn't put him outside myself. But basically, they were talking about the border control and immigration and all of that, and they were all the sheriffs around the nation were, letting Biden know we need a meeting. We've got to talk about this. Here's how it's affecting us. And when Biden did care, at least the next week he did.
Who?
JD.
Oh.
So anyway, I kind of like him. So we'll have to see. But like Aaron said, there's some more studying that needs to be done on him.
So Rabbit says JD was kind of a Trump hater.
He was an anti-Trump.
But I think he's well, and see that gives me pause. That it may be another one of those choices
Pence.
to it, or Mike Pence. It might be one of those choices to appease the establishment to get their support. So, and we saw how well that worked out.
Yeah, it could be a problem.
Hey, son of the
sure.
South.
Sure.
So I don't know.
Time will tell.
I've still got to do my research on it. I sort of got if you don't get your paws off, I'm gonna beat you. Freya is damaged. She has connection issues, and she feels like she always has to be touching you, and she takes her paw and she beats at you until you do something. Now, listen, he's USMC, so he'll be complaining a lot. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Dude, how cool would that be if he's up giving a speech and somebody upsets him and he knife hands him? He's like, "Ugh." That would be that would be awesome.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So there's a lot. There's a lot going on. And then that whole debacle on Saturday, that was a mess. I still think there's people that need to be fired. Like they should stand up and resign because they know they've done good wrong, but they're not going to. So
Candace Spader, did I say that right? Candace Spader Christmas. I'll judge him by who hates him. I think he's okay. Yeah, how badly the left hates him will dictate how much people like him. There's the other thing that I found. Grew up a poor hillbilly. He wrote a book. I didn't realize he wrote a book. And it was about growing up poor working class family.
Well, then good.
As a hillbilly. So I may have to.
We'll have to look into that.
May have to pick it up. But yeah, so we'll see how it goes. We'll see. But here's the thing about it. I remember who was Bush's vice president. Oh God, what was
Al Gore?
No, Bush. But Bush's vice president was a young buck, and he was actually Bush the elder. Anyway, he was a good guy. No, not Cheney. He wasn't Cheney. Cheney was Bush the younger's. Dan Quayle, yeah. So Dan Quayle was not the knucklehead idiot that the news media made him out to be. But he said some stuff that we all do and make ourselves look stupid for a moment, but they took and they ran with it. And so he went down in the record book as being a knucklehead. And I'm wondering if they're going to do this with Vance.
I mean, how much more stupid could they make you possibly look than Biden himself?
Well, but Biden up until 3 weeks ago, was at the prime of his life.
Oh, I find it funny since what happened this weekend happened. Well, I find it very interesting that the news media has literally proven themselves to be just absolute light switches. And so now all of a sudden, Biden is no more dementia. He's not a terrible president that needs to be taken out immediately. He's not going to destroy our country and that anymore. No, now he's a uniter. He's uniting everybody. Light switch. I haven't even heard about his dementia. And it is very clear when he comes on TV and he talks and he does his address and all that. It's extremely clear the man does not have it together. So, I don't know.
So this T-shirt is a direct result of Biden. Yep. The fact that he has to say that you need F-16s and nukes to go up against the United States government, in the way he put it, if we decide to get out of line. the fact that the way it's worded, it's like it's a choice for them. Like they have a choice whether to get out of line, is what causes me to feel that I need a gun of some sort. You know. So, yeah.
HG just lined it out on dance.
High school, Marine Corps, University, Yale Law Center, editor of the Law Review, worked in Congress or worked in finance. Quite yes, he.
Right, articulate, everything Kamalaism. That's
He did.
Everybody's everything. That
You mean he didn't sleep with Willie Brown to get to his position? Oh God, that's the great American success story. And then the fact that they passed her off as African American just is mind-boggling. Because her dad's Jamaican, her mom's Indian. Yeah. You know, and that right there proves exactly how racist the left is. That the fact that they pass her off as African American shows exactly how racist they are. Yeah. Because they all look the same. To the rich white liberals that have no connection with reality, they all look the same.
Who's the radio? For some reason my mind went blank, but I was listening to him. He came on Special Sunday on the radio because of what happened on Saturday, and the Jewish guy, radio commentator.
Shapiro?
Yes. And so he actually did a special. Levine, I think. And
shut up, you dope!
But he actually did a special on Sunday, and that's when he pulled everything up that Biden came in, you know, in his address to America, you know, or no, it was the special news address or whatever. He was flat out asked, "Have you ever said anything harsh about Trump that would direct this?" And he flat out said, "No, never, no." And so he put, maybe it was, I think he did Shapiro. And so he put all of this together and then went in and highlighted everything that he said, all the way down to the point that Biden put a target on his back. He literally said the man should have a target on his back, and he should be shot. And so, you know, this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible the way they were making this man look like a uniter, because it's nothing more than a pedophile and freaking nut job.
You guys want to listen to that Tom McDonald song? We'll throw it up and we'll have a live reaction. We'll do a live reaction with the chat. Do you guys want to do that? Here, you guys think about it, and while you're thinking about it, I will see what I can do here. I have not listened to it. I don't know what it sounds like.
Which one are you talking about?
Tom McDonald is his new song, You Missed.
I missed it?
No, that's the name of the song.
You Missed?
Yeah.
I haven't heard it yet either. I didn't even know it existed.
Well, he just released it yesterday.
Okay. So, but yeah, no, I don't know. Is it derogatory? Because I just
no. He's let's see
here.
here.
So yeah, the lies and the way that everything is being spun is just absolutely amazing to me. I cannot believe it. And anybody that knows how all of that works, that was a total mess. Absolute mess. Plus, did you know it came out and Iran actually had threatened a week prior. Well, they were saying that the Secret Service couldn't provide any more because they were short people. And you know, there's a lot coming out now that the reports are being released.
Okay.
A lot.
So let's go back. Let's look at the chat.
Which would explain why in his Instagram, when you could all of a sudden access it the day of the attempted assassination, it would explain why it said hashtag. It did say on there hashtag Free Palestine. They were setting this kid up. Kid was a patsy.
Oh, they're all passes. So give us a one in the chat if you think we ought to do a live reaction and see what you guys think about it.
One quote from his Sunday address: "We solve it in the battle box." Yeah.
You sure you didn't say
Battle.
But yeah, and there's something else. There's something else. And okay, let me start off by saying, I said it in my video yesterday. We need to make sure that we're staying away from the rhetoric. All right, we need to make sure that we're not making outrageous statements and calling for things that we don't need to be calling for. With that said, the news media. I don't know if you've been seeing it. If you've seen the change in tenor on this, a couple of weeks ago, anytime somebody said something advocating violence against Trump or one of his supporters, they would play it over and over and over and say what a good thing it was.
Yeah.
And now the media is, we need to cool it down. We need to de-escalate. We need to turn off the hot rhetoric and stuff. And it's twofold. Number one is because they know they're going to catch heat because of what they've said in the past.
Well, Kamala Harris laughing about the attempted assassination, they're trying to bury that clip so far down it's not even funny. And that clip needs to be shown. Everybody needs to see
Here's
it.
the question. Was she laughing
She was
because
laughing.
she thought it was funny? Or
It was
she...
much different than her cackle.
Oh, was it?
Much different than her cackle.
Okay, let's see here. If you guys want to see it, present, share screen. Okay, let's see if we can make this work. Share. Okay, YouTube, we are doing a live reaction here. We're not trying to. This is Tom McDonald's You Missed, and we're gonna see what it is. Can you guys hear it?
That's not gonna work. I can't hear it.
They burning the country down with their progressiveness. It started with changing what gender is, then graduated to your racist if you think that your life matters and your skin don't have melanin. They don't want peace, they want skeletons. They want men to pretend that they're feminine. They don't want an election, they got so offended by freedom that they just try killing the president. I used to think that the woke were misguided, but now
Okay, before we go on, I know that this type of music is not for everybody.
Now you have to start it all over because I couldn't even hear it from the beginning, and now you interrupted. I can't have a good reaction to that, or a bad one.
Okay, I'll start. I'll just let it go. I'll let it go all the way through.
I can see that they're evil. Twitter is angry that Trump isn't dead. You know who got shot? Innocent people. Thought y'all were tolerant, thought we were equals. I thought you valued how everyone feels. Then why are y'all celebrating an attempted assassination like you're part of Antifa? Thank God the left can't aim. Thank God the right don't riot. Welcome to the home of the brave. Freedom and afraid of violence. You wish you was dying? Bitch, you missed! Thank God the left can't aim. Why can't they just shoot straight? Y'all are going insane. Bitch, you missed! There's no one else you can blame. Tried to lock them up in a cage. Now you trying to kill what you hate. Bitch, you missed! Told us trust the science, but it never made sense to me. Why would we put all our trust in the enemy? Millions of people are hooked on amphetamines. They're making billions on untested remedies. Borders are open to people with felonies. Biden can't stop them, he don't have the energy. Y'all want to kill the man trying to fight for a better tomorrow by making him Kennedy? I tried to give y'all a chance, like maybe the left isn't nuts. I was wrong, because y'all are exactly as crazy as every conservative person I know said you were all along. Wanna protest? Go hard. Wanna burn sites? Go off. But y'all are so triggered that you're pulling triggers at presidents. Y'all the terrorists when you're armed. Thank God the left can't aim. Thank God the right don't riot. Welcome to the home of the brave. Freedom and afraid of violence. You wish you was dying? Bitch, you missed! Thank God the left can't aim. Why can't they just shoot straight? Y'all are going insane. Bitch, you missed! There's no one else you can blame. Tried to lock them up in a cage. Now you trying to kill what you hate. Bitch, you missed!
Okay, there it is. Eddie's from Canada. We'll keep him and get rid of Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Okay, like I said, that type of music is not for everybody, and I apologize if the language in that upset anybody. We try to be as family friendly as possible around here.
Was her cousin in there?
Yeah. He said, you missed. That's what he said.
I'll have to look up
Anyway.
I'll have to, that's what I was saying. Don't stop it, because
Well, I'm not gonna go that far. There,
What do
Dorothy.
you say?
There's Dorothy said that's the first rap song she liked.
Yeah.
There's some good rap music out there. Some of the really old stuff is classic. You know, but he was hitting all the high points. You know, um, that's the
I
thing.
would have thought he was American. I would have never
Well,
thought he
okay.
was Canadian.
So anybody that doesn't know who Tom MacDonald is, Tom MacDonald is the most successful independent artist. Basically, I don't know if in history, but he's currently the most successful independent artist. He broke the top 10 for rap music without having a major label, not being signed on a major label. He does all his own shit. Well, he's got people doing it for him now, but when he started out, he did all his own shipping. The dude is a self-made success. He is the epitome of the American dream. And you know, whether you like the rap music or not, or you like his some of the songs that the songs that he does, he is a successful role model. And he does preach working together, and most of his stuff has a positive message when you look at it. But he does excoriate the left. He does excoriate wokeness, and he does not have a problem saying something about it.
Rabbit said
Hey,
watch
Virginia.
it with the lyrics written on there. I'll go back and do that, and then that way I can understand, because it's hard when they start talking really fast. It's hard for me to catch that. I have to listen really, really hard. But I got the idea. I got the idea of what he was doing.
Yeah, Tamara, I know it's not for everybody.
As my grandfather would call it, it's jungle music.
That's racist.
No, I think.
It's big time
Oh,
racist.
it is. Oh, I didn't even. I figured he just was telling me that it wasn't any good.
That's racist.
See, I don't know.
He didn't like Marines either, so you know.
No, that was Grandpa. That's my dad's dad. Grandpa wasn't racist, so I don't think that's how he meant it. I really don't. He wasn't.
Well, and like Tamara, we used to say you can't spell crap without rap.
Right.
So, and it's not for everybody. And I full disclosure, I do like some rap music. You know, I'll even go so far as to say that some of the original NWA albums were really nicely done, even though the message does not age well.
Messages were terrible.
Does not age well. But he's doing something I think we need to do. You know, and again, I'm not advocating violence. I'm not advocating, you know, doing anything to anybody else. But we need to hold these people accountable. We need to hold these people, especially if they're in our lives. We need to hold these people accountable for what they've said in the past and what they've done. You know, the same people demanding free speech and liberties are the same people that wanted to stick people like me in a camp. Or they wanted to stick people like you that supported Donald Trump. They wanted you to be re-educated, right? So they've got this whole double standard thing going on, and we need to hold them to it.
Mrs. X, it was the 80s. I'm not sure that PC was even a thing back then.
No, it was. We used to
So-
just make fun of it.
Huh?
It was. We just used to make fun of it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of, even the rock and roll, he said that about too. He didn't like that either.
Unmoral.
Unmoral.
No reason to be sorry, Tamara. No reason to be sorry whatsoever.
About
Yeah.
what?
Well, she was apologizing for that comment there, and I
What
just
comment?
that comment there,
Oh.
and yeah, don't apologize. You didn't say anything wrong. You know.
No, these are all things that have been said. I think it depends on where you grow up. So, I don't know. I don't. In San Diego, I was the minority, so I don't know that it was just never in my face.
What was it like being a racist in a sea of brown people?
I wasn't racist. What are you
Yeah,
talking
you were
about?
because you're white.
We didn't do that back then either. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's unbelievable to me. I had never, ever, ever thought any of this would be going on in my lifetime.
I don't think any of us did. Yeah, yeah, Lynn. I was thinking about that today. You know, it was the stuff that I I used to like Tenacious D. When they first came out 20 years ago, 30 years ago, um, I liked it and I played it. I can't stand it now. I look back on it; it did not age well, and the fact that they're my
I
age.
went to an Ice-T concert and a Fat Boys concert and Run DMC concert. It was the Fat Boys tour, not Ice-T, but you know. So yeah, I listened to it, but and that's also a lot of what they played in the clubs and stuff when you went out. Just like disco, everybody complained about disco in the '70s, and that's all they played at the club. So
Yeah, Gregory's right. Tom McDonald's taking the conservative message to a part of the population that the left has had a stranglehold on. That's why they don't like him. That's why they don't like Tom McDonald one bit, and they would cancel him if they could get a chance. But at this point he's uncancelable. You know, they can't get rid of him. Let's see.
see, that's what I'm saying, VR. I think no, my grandfather, he was in the Navy, and so you know that was right around World War II, and so you know I think that's where a lot of that. I think they just spoke their mind. I don't think he was being racist. Well, because I know my cousin, she's adopted, and he loved her. So I know that's not true. I know he's not racist.
Let's see. Did they have rap in the 60s and 70s? Modern rap has its roots going further back than that.
Country music, right?
No, it was blues and stuff. But the original rap coming out of Harlem in New York City started in the early 70s. It was that era when all that, you know, the glam metal came out, you know, like the New York Dolls. You had Blondie coming out, the first run of punk rockers there in the Ramones. That started coming out in New York City.
You would consider that rap music?
What?
Like
Sugar Hill Gang came out. No, the Ramones were punk.
Okay.
Cindy, Blondie was disco, and Sugar Hill Gang, which is arguably the first commercially successful rap artist, all came out of that same era and the same area. You know, that New York City melting pot. Tamara doesn't like rap or opera. HG, first rap I remember was Blondie's Rapture. Rapper's Delight was the first one I remember. Yep, punk rock. Love me some punk rock. Let's see here. Tamara was country when country wasn't cool. First mainstream rap was Run DMC. I don't know. I can't argue with that, but I don't know if it's completely correct. Because I remember, let's rephrase that. The first successful crossover.
Walk This Way?
Yeah, the first successful crossover rap music was probably Run DMC. Because I remember.
Well, and then when they did the Walk This Way, I can't remember who they did that with. Aerosmith, yeah. And then they went on tour together with that song. Because I was at that concert.
But I remember Cool Mo D and Eric B and Rakim, all those guys that were way before that crossover happened. Sugar Hill Gang was rap, punk was kind of intertwined at CBGB's. Yep. If you guys haven't seen it, there's a great movie called CBGB that chronicles that whole the rise of that club becoming what it became on the music scene. Rabbit got to meet Sid Vicious and Iggy Pop. Oh my goodness, That's royalty right there. Too Short, Heavy D. What's love got to do with this and jumping around?
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, well, I'm glad he did the song, and so maybe they'll get out there and then do something, at least stir things up. But you brought up a point that it kind of, well, my dad. I was talking to my dad actually. It woke some people up. That was shaking, and that woke some people up. And then so we'll see what happens. We'll see what ends up happening at the polls. But I think that's also why the media turned the switch. Flip the switch and trying to make it better. They don't want him to win. In fact, Biden just turned around and said something else nasty. Who is he talking to in NCAA? Oh, that's basketball, isn't it?
This is sports.
He was just talking to some group, and anyway, he was bashing Trump like nobody's business. And so it's just crazy to me. So he wasn't going to campaign. He's trying to unite, and then he's talking about Trump like he's some piece of crap. And and Trump is not a piece of crap. Trump is not a racist. I don't know if a lot of you even knew this. His son-in-law is Jewish, and his grandchildren are Jewish. Yeah. And so all of this garbage that they're saying about him, basically what they're doing, they're taking all the negativity that Biden has, and they're shoving it Trump's way so that you'll believe that it's Trump and not Biden.
So this right here, this is probably going to go down in history as one of the most iconic, iconic pictures out there.
And they twisted this. They were able to twist these pictures, and so basically they're trying to say, and Joy Behar. God, somebody needs to take her off the air. Man, that woman.
Why do you listen to those stupid
Because they replay this garbage of what they say on the radio, and that's the only way that I hear it, and I always listen to the radio. And but it's just absolute garbage. They're talking like Trump is demanding that we all stand up and we go kill liberals and we fight with everybody and we do all of this. It's not true. That's not what he was saying. He was like, this is it. It's time to go fight so that we can stop this kind of garbage. And so, encouraging everyone to get to the polls. And that's why when he stepped out on the stage last night, G comes in and I'm all wiping my eyes, crying. And like everybody in the audience is crying. And Karen's like, why are you crying? I'm like, I can't believe I'm crying. I said, here Trump's walking out there. Look, it's bringing tears to my eyes now. He's walking out there, and he didn't stop it. He didn't delay anything any days. He went on there like a true warrior, and he said, "I am standing up for America. I have the dedication to America to make sure that I do what I'm responsible to do." And he's not going to let this stop him. And you guys, Trump saved his own life. Had he not got distracted or went to go point to whatever he was pointing at, he would absolutely be dead. That missed him by millimeters.
Well, let's get one thing straight. God save Trump. That was there was something divine going on there in my book, and he didn't miss it. He hit it.
But it didn't get in the side of his head. Just a millimeter more, he'd have been dead. Just 1 millimeter more.
There you go. LP has spoken.
What?
Stop the crying. You don't cry. You don't cry for
I don't know. I think when you seeing something like that and then doing that, I had somebody, and it's sad because it was somebody in our community. I think he just doesn't know me very well, and he made a comment and basically said Trump is not a savior. I have never said Trump was a savior, and I've never lifted Trump up as a savior. I only have one savior, and that's the Lord Jesus Christ. And so, so he is not a savior, but I do believe he's the first politician that I've seen in a long time who cannot be paid off, who his interest is actually in changing our country and trying to do everything better. The man has overcome so much. 2 impeachments, put through hell while he was in the White House, and people are complaining that he didn't get a lot done and he couldn't, didn't do anything. Well, he couldn't because they were constantly in his way. They were constantly trying to stop him.
So local prepper, that right there is probably one of the most profound things you can say tonight.
What's that?
All things happen for a reason,
Yeah.
and that's the case all the time. I do not believe that life is just a random assortment of events that happen to me. All right, there's a reason. There's a reason these things happen, and most of the time, for most people, we don't have a clue what it is. And I'm going to say this from my own personal perspective. I know for a fact that I completely missed the reason that events happened, and as a result, I suffered for it because I did not pick up on it, and I did not take advantage of it. Question is, are we going to take advantage of this now? That's the big question. He's not a savior, but a lot of have a glimmer of hope.
Yeah.
Well, and like I said in my video, he's not going to solve it all. He's not going to. If I honestly believe that there's not a political solution, he's not going to solve it. But what he will do is he will give us time to put these other things in action that will solve the problem, that keep us from going guns hot.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. So that's the, in my mind, that's the glimmer of hope, is that he's gonna buy us a little bit of time. And I can't say what I truly think about that whole situation on YouTube because it will get us canceled. But
we've had some backdoor chats and that kind of thing. But yeah, Garen and I pretty much we like, okay, looking at XYZ, blah blah blah. Here's what happened. And so Garen looked at me and he goes, "Yep." And he goes, "Maybe." And then he gets in the computer and starts seeing what I'm seeing. And then we talk some more because you found some other things. The picture of the dead guy. And so
loser.
I looked at that and I went, oh. And then I looked at Garen and go, we're right. Okay. And then now as everything's coming out, it was like it's all
Let's talk about that for a second. I'm not gonna do not mention that man's name. All right? Do not give him the time of day for mentioning his name.
Right.
The dude decided he was going to be the hero of his own action movie, and he paid the price for it. The media is going to paint him as being a victim. They've already done it. He's bullied. He was bullied. They're going to paint him as being an outsider. They're going to paint him as a fringe element.
Oh, they already are. Now you know. He was living with his parents, and his parents had Trump signs out in front of the house. And so, I mean, it just gets. You cannot make this crap up. It gets worse and worse.
Do not let them gaslight you.
Yeah.
Where there was one of him, there are 100 more that are going to be willing to pick up his place.
Oh, they just shot a guy outside the convention today, as a matter of fact. As in the police or Secret Service. I couldn't quite catch it, so I'm hoping to catch what happened later on because I didn't get all the full details. I needed to get out of the track. But yes, they did shoot someone dead today in front of the convention. And he's dead.
So that Trump's police officers are executing people in the streets now.
I don't have the full story, and we may not get the full story. There's a reason the report has not come out, but any idiot that was trying to get behind that there was the light warning zone where the press could be and that kind of thing, you could still, it's a conceal and carry state, so you could still have your arms there. And then behind the gates, it was extremely strict, and you had to have been cleared to be able to get back there. So if some idiot was going back there knowing that knowledge, I mean, that was just suicide. So, but with all the threats and the stupidness, and now you got one guy's face all over the news, and look at what happened, and some other idiot is going, well, I want to be famous. Yeah. He couldn't do it, I'll do it.
Okay, let's do a little bit of let's do something a little. Still on the subject, and hopefully it's not too soon. Babylon Bee had the best headline from this whole thing.
Oh, did you catch that one? His parents were both counselors, even.
CNN, clumsy Trump hits head on bullet. That is exactly how it started out. Did you see?
Oh yeah, they were.
He
He
fell
didn't
down.
get shot. He didn't get shot. It was ricochet. It was, they were. He made this up
No,
just so that he could get attention.
He fell down, and the Secret Service escorted
Yeah.
him off the stage because of loud noises.
And let's say this: there are 2 people in critical condition that are in the hospital right now. One in a medically induced coma, and then one man who is absolutely dead. That was sad. He died diving. Ugh, couldn't imagine diving onto his wife and children to save them. He got hit in the head, and he is dead. And yet the left is trying to say it never happened and Trump set it up. Yeah. There's something wrong with these people. There's something wrong with these people.
To be fair, there are people on the opposite side of the political spectrum that are just as bad. The only difference between them and the left is that the media doesn't cover for them whenever they make dumb, stupid statements like that.
Gregor's a GOP convention guarded by nervous fingers. I'm not so sure. I don't know. I just got to get the story on it. And so I haven't had time to do anything.
Fell from popping noises.
Yeah, I heard that one too. CNN reported that one.
Needless to say, everybody, Lynn said it, some other people said it. We almost hit a tipping point yesterday.
Yeah.
And hopefully it woke some
Saturday,
people up.
a tipping point on Saturday.
Hopefully it woke some people up.
I believe that would have sent us directly into civil war. I think it would have.
I don't know.
I think we would have had a month or 2 to organize, and I think it would have sent us into civil war.
See,
But I think that was the intent, so that we didn't have an election.
This is where my hopes lie. Is that just like Lucy says? Hopefully that woke people up. They need to prepare and prep. We could be here today, but gone tomorrow.
Right.
So yeah, I hope, and that's going to be my message anytime something like that happens.
Well, and how wonderful that people are just waking up and they feel so far behind. If Trump just bought us for 4 more years to prep, how wonderful, what a blessing for all of those out there that are just starting. So the secret is going to be not to get comfortable and just relax. Because if we do that, we get comfortable and relax, and we don't do anything to keep prepping and getting all that stuff and getting our homes in order. If we don't do that, we're going to be screwed, because you don't know what's going to happen in that 4 years. You don't know what's going to, look, everybody's trying to assassinate.
We hit our prime preppings pace during the Obama years, because the kids got older. We were both making more money. We had a lot more expendable income, so we were able to start prepping at a faster pace. And whenever Trump came around, we kept at it, and it actually sped up.
Yes. And do you remember what happened? Do you remember why we started doing that anyway and speeding all of that up? We sped it all up because we were actually warned 2 years before the COVID. We were actually warned by the government 2 years before that all military personnel, all military personnel and government personnel needs to get their houses in order and start prepping and stacking. We were told that 2 years before the public was.
Well, and a lot of people started prepping during the Obama years because he was gonna tear it all down. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as Trump rolled around, what happened? A lot of people quit doing it.
Yeah, bumpy.
And then,
in fact, I got some best deals on guns when
mm-hmm.
Trump was in office, and when it was Trump, wasn't it?
Yeah, we bought most of
Yeah.
If we bought guns, if we bought guns, the first Trump administration
Mm-hmm.
would have been the time that we bought most of them. Mm-hmm. If we bought guns, I'm not saying this is all talk. This is all talk. Nothing to see here. Move along. But But the answer is always going to be the same. You know, we build our community because that's where it all starts. That's where this all starts changing in our local communities. We build our tribe, and then it filters out to the greater circle of the community, and it starts happening like ripples on the water, and we start getting these overlapping places where these circles overlap, and you know, in permaculture, the most activity and the most life happens on the edges, and that's where our circles have the most impact, on the edges where they meet other circles. Okay, what do you say?
Thanks, Trump turned his head to look at the anti-immigration sign. Left spin. Trump saved by illegal immigration.
Yeah, basically. Well, what's the joke? If Trump could walk on water, the news media would report it as Trump can't swim.
Oh, this poor man.
Joel just finished mowing the lawn at Mom's. Got rained out halfway through, but the rain didn't last long.
Yeah, we got the rain this morning.
Oh, and it was hot and muggy this afternoon. It was worse.
It's cooler now, and it's supposed to be 80 degrees tomorrow. So
It was worse before it started raining.
I bet. Yeah. No. Well, we were soaking wet, and so yeah, it's hard when it's like that because you're changing out shirts. You still got to work outside. I had to get. I went and got a kiddie pool for our guardian livestock dog, and I went and got that. And she, as I'm filling up the water, she's looking at me. Like, do I do it? She goes over and she drinks a little bit. And I was like, go ahead and get in, Fancy. I said, just go ahead and get in there. And she looked at me and she puts one foot in. I said, come on. I said, you can do it. And she gets in there and she feels it. And you could just see her eyes. Her eyes were like, what am I going to do? And so then she's like, okay. So she very slowly gets down in there. Next thing you know, she's like rolling on her sides and kicking up water to get underneath to make sure she can get the rest of her. And then Garrett comes walking over from washing the car, and so Fancy runs up to go see what he was doing, and then runs back down the deck and into the yard and dives into this pool. It's like, okay, yep, we're good. We cooled her down.
Battery's getting low.
So we got her all cooled down and that taken care of. And because man, it was a scorcher. So I think when I was in the truck yesterday, it measured 106.
Well, he's in the UP. Amanda Upers. You see, it was 79 degrees there.
Yeah, my dad's in Alaska right now, and so my dad keeps telling me what the temperature is up there in Alaska. And like, sorry.
Well, it was 90 and like 60% humidity here after it stopped raining. So it was just a really.
Oh yeah, you know what? When I woke up this morning, you know what was really interesting? Front door was wide open. Fancy was in here. The screen door was open where she got her chain stuck, and everything was just a mess. So I don't know if you must have let her in, or she was like, "Screw this,
No,
I'm going in."
I let her in. I didn't realize that the chain was got caught.
Yeah, it did. It was hot.
What is it? Okay, nerdy humor. There's a thing called rhizophagy, where it's been determined plants actually eat bacteria via their roots. Yes, that is true. That's
true.
Meaning even plants aren't vegan.
Right.
Yeah, basically. Well, there you go. We can use that. We can use that against the obnoxious vegans in our life. Do you ever tell people about superfoods? The best for complete vitamins, minerals, standard foods. We were just talking about superfoods earlier.
Yep.
The moringa,
Johnson grass, Lisbonita, amaranth. I mean, there's just so much. Pretty much a lot of these that they're going to tell you, they're just not getting approved. But they're getting approved now and not becoming, well, they're not weeds to the companies, but the county has them as weeds and are trying to make farmers remove all of them. So I'm going to tell you that like personally, and it's been a weed since forever, and now it's on weed. Now it's superfood.
Bacon, the ultimate superfood.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
Ron.
bacon.
Ron from Parks and Recs would agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we've been at this for an hour and 15 minutes. We I still need to get the animals out on the pasture. And you got some stuff you need to do. You need to check the chickens. And everybody was fine when I got home, but I haven't checked them for the past 4.5 hours.
You know where the diatomaceous earth is?
You know, I have no idea.
Did we lose it in the fire?
Probably.
What time is Tractor Supply closed? I
Let's
won't
go.
make it to Chico.
You can go tomorrow morning because you got your vehicle back then.
Yes.
I went and got the Impala license today. For the first time it's been on the road in 2 years. It's because the Jeep blew the engine, and so we got that. We got that all taken care of.
Did you happen to take that off of their taxes?
I talked to them. I'll tell you about that.
Okay.
They told me how it works.
Okay.
So all right, guys, listen. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for putting up with all the craziness tonight and everything we talked about. You guys make it worthwhile. Again, if you know anybody that you think might enjoy these lives and enjoy the channel, get them to subscribe. Get them to come on and talk to them.
Storms are coming back for everybody, so everybody needs to get ready to duck and do all that. If they're starting to get them up there, and I did see it was starting to cloud up again, so yeah, that we've got today is supposed to be like hit and miss with
So
storm.
Mrs. Hack says she will see you around lunchtime tomorrow.
Yep, sounds good. We're gonna try to figure out the thing so I can be above this road instead of picking this number.
And again, you guys check out the affiliate links down below. I did get the package from the new affiliate. I've got to make a video. I was going to do a video of it probably tomorrow morning, but I don't know. I need to go on my walk, and I got something on my mind that I want to talk about. So we'll see. I'll get it to you. I need to get it. I need to get it out to you guys.
You know,
Hint, hint. Look in the description of the video after we're done, and you guys, if you're paying attention, you'll see what the new surprise is. All right. Fabulous first hay here this year. According to, but we just had our third cutting.
That. I don't have my glasses on.
Fabulous first hay here this year, according to my buddy. He's a farmer.
Nice.
We're on our third cutting here, Joe. All right, guys, listen. Go out there. What do they need to do?
Be at least 1% better tomorrow than you were today.
And go live a lifetime for you guys. Take